So you're probably wondering why I look so weird right now. It's because I have a whole face of makeup other than any concealer on my under eyes, so you can see my dark circles. This is what it would look like if we walked around without even bothering with our under eyes. Leaving your dark circles where they are and just going with the flow, it just looks weird to me. I don't think I could ever do it. So today what we're going to be doing is working with color corrector, concealer. I'm really going to be showing you how to cover up those dark circles. Now obviously mine are only to a certain extent. To me they might feel bad, to other people they might not seem so bad, or they might seem bad. Everyone has a different kind of level of darkness on the under eye area. So even if you have severe dark circles, this is really going to help you because I'm using color corrector as well to show you how you can use that so that you can cover those dark circles. Now, I just want to add that I'm showing you exactly what I would do if someone had severe dark circles. You are probably going to be looking at me saying your dark circles are not that bad. I'm just assuming that if you have very dark circles and therefore think, well, you don't need to do all that. But please understand that I only have my face to work on, so I still want to help the people who maybe have really severe dark circles. So I still want to show this stuff, right? So I understand that maybe I wouldn't use this entire process because maybe I can just eradicate my dark circles with concealer alone and I don't need color corrector, but I still want to show you guys. I still want to be able to help you guys. So please understand that. Okay, so currently we have nothing on the under eyes. I want to first prep my skin there because that is really, really important. You really want to make sure your skin is hydrated very well underneath. So the first thing I'm going to use is my Drunk Elephant C-Tango multivitamin eye cream, just something which is really going to help with brightening but also really hydrate the area. So I've got some on the finger and I'm just going to smooth that over my 2 fingers and then we're going to press. Now, another thing that's really important is that you let all of this settle down before you move on to the next step. So don't just apply everything and go straight to the next step. You really want to pat this in, let it get to work, let it settle down, and then move on to your next step. There you go. My dark circles are always kind of like a mix of redness and darkness, so it's just kind of like all of that in one. I'm not too sure what it's like for you guys. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you're working with, and you know, maybe there's something that I haven't thought of, like in terms of maybe I'm only looking at darkness and redness there, but I'm not looking at anything else. So you know, let me know because then maybe I could do a video on it to help the ones that I haven't been able to help today. So the reason we don't move straight into the next step is because this is still quite tacky and it's still quite fluid, so it hasn't just sunk into the skin yet, meaning that if we go in with another fluid product, all it's doing is mixing in with what we've just applied. So we're not allowing this first step to really do its job. So it's really important to let this settle down and let it sink into the skin. Now that that's settled down, we're going to go in with color corrector. I'm using my Sephora Best Skin Ever color corrector in 04. I do like this color corrector because it's like a sponge tip, so it's just really easy to apply. Now, using an orange shade as your color corrector helps to neutralize any kind of darkness that you have there. So this is neutralizing the color that you're dealing with that you don't really want there. Now, what we want to do is, I've just twisted this to get a decent amount of product out. I don't want too much coming through. Now, I quite like this because it's just a really easy way to use color corrector. This is where patience is key because you don't want this to mix in with your concealer. So you've got to give each step time. Let it settle into the skin before you move on to the next step. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this to the under eye area. You can see I've applied it along the kind of bone of the eye here. I have a prominent vein. I think it's on this eye, yeah. So that ends up making my dark circle look worse than it is. So I've applied it along the outer part because if you concentrate on this area here, you'll notice that that actually helps to just reduce the dark circles as opposed to trying to cover that entire area. This is where you want to blend this in, but you still want to see the orange, otherwise it's not actually doing what it's meant to do. So I'm just going to use my finger to pat this in, and you can take this on the inner corner there if you have a bit of darkness as well. I always swap fingers as I'm blending if I feel like I have too much product there because it just picks it up for me. We're gonna do one eye before I move over to the next because I want you to see it side by side so you can really see the difference. Once you've applied this, the next step is to wait. That is really important here because if you don't, this is gonna stay fluid and you are gonna go straight in with your concealer, which is also fluid, and everything's gonna mix together and then nothing is really doing its job. Now I'm just using the back of my hand to just check if this is kind of dry. And I feel like it is. So I'm gonna go straight in with my concealer now. I'm using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Ginger. So this is where we don't need a lot of concealer. I'm just gonna apply it in the areas that I usually do. Just a little bit here to lift. I've got my damp beauty blender, and this is where I'm just gonna buff over. I always get the same question. Doesn't your concealer mix in with the color corrector and then change the color? And this is where I really want to show you that it doesn't, as long as you wait and let each step dry up. There you go. You can see there's no orange. You can't see any orange. It's all stayed underneath and we've covered up that dark circle. I've actually applied a minimal amount of concealer, and this concealer product in particular isn't full coverage. So you can see that you don't always have to rely on a full coverage concealer to cover your dark circles. You can get a little bit of color corrector, let it dry up, then apply a sheer to medium coverage concealer and you'll still get great coverage. You can see the difference here. Obviously we've got the darkness here. You can see the kind of hollowness here and the redness kind of mixed in along with just a bit veiny. And here it's nice and smooth and we haven't even applied powder yet. So now you want to apply a little bit of setting powder. And then we're going to dust this off because I really want you to see what this looks like when it's finished. There you go. No orange in sight. Okay, let's go ahead and do the other side now. We're going to blend this. Now this is where I'm also going to explain to you how to avoid those wrinkles and creases that you get on the under eyes. Firstly, you're going to let this dry, exactly what we did on the first eye. While that's drying, I just want to explain something to you. So obviously there are different color correctors. You can use the color corrector that best suits the issue that you have. So orange, like I mentioned, is great at neutralizing that kind of darkness that you have there, that blue that you have there. It helps to kind of neutralize the darkness, like I mentioned, but this is specifically good for my skin tone. So what do you do if you have if you have paler skin tone and you have dark circles? In which case you can use something like a peach color corrector because you won't need as much of a dark, highly pigmented color corrector such as orange on your skin tone. It's going to be too much for you. So you will go slightly lighter. So if you think about where orange is in the color spectrum, you're going to stay within that color spectrum. You're going to stay within that orange kind of category and then you're going to go a little bit lighter. So you're going to deal, because you've still got dark circles, so you want to go a little bit lighter, which means, you know, a lighter shade to orange is peach. So this is where you want to think about what your skin tone is. If you want something which is for much darker skin tone, like darker than mine, that's where you can go more towards the red, and that really helps to cancel out the darkness that you have there. Now this specific color corrector, orange, peach or red, they are really good for cancelling out that darkness, any dark spots, any dark pigmentation area like issues that you have too. So you could use it in other areas. So I feel like this is dry now, so we can move in with our concealer. Same thing. And we're just gonna blend this in. Now, creases, how do we deal with that? So this is where you're going to get creases here, right? Just underneath your lower lash line, and also crow's feet here, potentially. What do we do to avoid that? So what we want to do is make sure there is nothing in those creases before we set with powder. The biggest mistake that some people make is they'll apply their concealer, but then what they'll do is go straight in with powder and they won't even try and like check it before they do it. So what you're doing in actual fact is setting creases. So you're not checking that, hold on a minute, do I have any concealer or foundation sitting in my lines? Have I made any facial expressions such as this, which means that the fluid product is going to build up in those lines. You want to make sure it is completely smooth before you apply your powder, because if you don't do that, you're going to see those creases throughout the day. So it is really important to press the powder into the skin. If you have very mature skin and you feel like that is way too much for you, firstly, I would recommend using a super hydrating eye cream and a hydrating concealer, because that can help in itself, which means that you can then set the powder using a powder puff and press it into your skin. If you still feel like that is too much because you have much more mature skin and it is, regardless of how hydrating your skincare and concealer is, you still end up looking really dry there, then you want to press the powder into that area with a brush, not a powder puff. That is very important here so that you understand that. So we're going to go into this powder with my powder puff. I'm making sure there's a decent amount of powder on the powder puff. Now what I want to do is get my sponge, and I want to make sure there's no product sitting in the creases there. So we're going to just get the sponge, the tip of the sponge, and just kind of flick upwards to really get that kind of product out. There you go, just patting over the crow's feet there. Immediately go in with your powder. Right? And then you want to get your brush and then pat away. And that is literally it. Oh, I just want to very quickly add a bit of mascara to my lower lashes, because I always feel like they look really bare if I don't put anything there. It just looks like I forgot something. And there you have it. That is exactly how you deal with dark circles. You use your color corrector. It's so important you leave those gaps in between to let everything settle down. Honestly, these little things that you think don't make a difference make the biggest difference. And then also, like I mentioned, make sure you take all the product out of those creases and anywhere where you have wrinkles or fine lines before you apply your setting powder. It's as simple as that. It's keeping, sticking to those rules to ensure that you don't have the problem of creasing, you don't have the problem of like dark circles appearing later, like because you've used a color corrector to neutralize it before you've applied your concealer. So hopefully that has helped. I do want to just very quickly add some bronzer because I realized I didn't actually do that. I just feel like it finishes the whole look off. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Powder and Sculpt and my Sunstalk'r from Fenty. I'm just gonna add some here because I feel like then I just feel like the face is kind of finished. If there are any other kind of like issues that you have, problems that you need solving, then let me know in the comments below, because I will be more than happy to do that for you. There you go. Now I feel like my face is finished because we've added a little bit bronzer and I have a bit more shape to my face. I just want to quickly explain to you that there are obviously different brands of color correctors, and there are some that I personally would recommend. And this is actually the kind of stuff that I mention on my newsletter that I have, my online newsletter called the Beauty Breakfast Club. So this is where I kind of like talk about my recommended products for certain things. And I know that there is a few kind of like newsletters coming out soon that I've just written that have been scheduled. They're covering things like dark circles, like the best products for, I don't know, glowy skin, the best products for dark circles, like all these different kind of things, just as an example, you're gonna find on there. So I would really love to see you over there. I wanna quickly tell you a couple of, like, obviously one of them is what I've used. I actually really love this color corrector. I think it works really well and it's fluid, so it's easy to kind of blend in. Some color correctors are so fluid that they kind of disappear the more you blend it in, and the orange is not there and you need the orange there to kind of like neutralize the darkness. And I feel like this is fluid, but it still works really, really well. The other one that is great, because it's quite an opaque color corrector, and I feel like this is great for kind of like when you're working with severe dark circles, is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Vanish, and they do different shades. They do have a red, which is perfect for dark skin. So that's if you have very severe dark circles and you have very very dark skin. So this one is number 3 that I use for me if I ever need it. It's great for like tan skin or brown skin. And obviously they have a lighter one as well, which is if you have paler skin. And even the Sephora ones, they come in different shades. But I just wanted to tell you there, like these two are really good. Obviously the Charlotte Tilbury one, you can use your finger to apply it or a brush. I would personally always use your finger for that. And the Sephora one, you've got the sponge tip, which I think is a really good applicator. Sometimes when you get these sponge tips, they're really bad quality. This one is actually really good quality and it's worked really well for me. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of explain what I use and what I would recommend there. Hopefully that all makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. And don't forget that all the products are listed in my description below, along with any kind of discount codes that I have for you. Always check that because you never know what you can get a discount on, and I always do list them in my description. Any other questions, let me know. Like I mentioned, I do have an online publication called The Beauty Breakfast Club. I'd love it if you could join that beauty community because it's growing, it's thriving, and I'm loving talking to you guys because there are 2 options for subscription. One is free, which gives you access to most of the site, and then the other is paid, but it's only the equivalent of getting yourself 1 coffee a month, and that really helps me to kind of reinvest back into my business because obviously everything I give you here on YouTube is free, and it just gives me a bit of a helping hand to improve the quality that you guys see and that the setup and everything, and helps me to be able to continue showing you tutorials like this. So I'd love to see you over there. And also I have another YouTube channel, which is primarily my podcast, which I host with my husband. It's relatable, it's real talk, it's stuff that people don't really talk about much, and it's just really normal stuff, and I think you're going to enjoy it there. So head on over there and show your support. I'd love to see you there too. That's a great community there too. We have loads of different conversations there about stuff, so it's really interesting to hear, and we always read out the comments, so please do head over to that channel too, which is my podcast, Minding Our Business. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care, and I'll see you soon.